Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be all about my 2022 goals. Before we go into what my goals are for 2022, I want to give some tips on setting and achieving your goals. The first tip I want to talk about is to set goals, not resolutions. Resolutions, in my opinion, are the final result of what you want to achieve for the year. For example, somebody says, I want to eat healthier this year. What if you slip up a week or you have going on vacation? I feel like if you are setting that's your only resolution for the year, you'll feel like you failed if that's what you say you want to do. You just want to eat healthier. Instead, by setting goals, we are taking actionable steps to achieve our outcome for the year. So if your outcome is to eat healthier in the year, what steps do you want to take to eat healthier this year? These steps will be your goals. So ask yourself these questions when setting your goals. By making sure these questions are answered, you'll be set up for success and achieving your goals will be more attainable. What do I want to achieve? Do you want to lose weight this year? Do you want to eat healthier this year? Define what this looks like. Does that mean portion control, counting calories, tracking, drinking more water? These would all be your goals. Then those goals would be your final result, which would be your ultimate resolution if you really want to set resolutions. The next question to ask yourself is, how will I measure my progress? In order to achieve goals, they have to be able to be measured. Otherwise, we will not know our progress. We will not be able to see that we're on the right track. This also allows us to make our goals adaptable to a different lifestyle that may come along. You may have to change jobs throughout the year, or something may happen that you just absolutely cannot do whatever you said you wanted to do 4 or 5 days a week. So you need to be able to change your goals. If we don't measure the progress, we're never going to know that we're on the right track. Also, by measuring our progress, we also allows us to reward ourselves throughout the year. So if you do an entire month that you have achieved one of your goals every single week for the entire month, reward yourself. But if we don't measure our progress, we're never going to know if we reward ourselves. But these goals must be measurable. So example, instead of saying that you will exercise more, say you will set aside 30 minutes per day to work out 3 days per week. This is a measurable goal. Last question, is my goal realistic? While saying you want to pay off all of your credit card bills this year sounds wonderful, but is it realistic? Make sure the goal is something you can realistically manage on a day-to-day basis. Maybe start by setting a goal of paying an extra $150 per month to one or more of your credit card bills each month. This allows you to be able to change that goal if you can do maybe 200 one month or 300 one month, but 150 is your minimum, but that is something maybe that you can manage. But of course, look at your budget and see what you can manage to do, but just an example of a way to make this goal realistic in your day-to-day life. Now onto my goals for 2022. I have broken my goals into different categories. So I have health, self-care, household, finances, relationships, and YouTube. Yes, sounds like a lot, but I feel like these are all goals that are achievable, attainable, and realistic for my life. Let's first start off with health. I will set aside for the first 20 minutes after waking for working out and physical movement every day. I don't feel like I do enough intentional movement, so by saying that I'm going to set aside the first 20 minutes after waking up to do this, for me is definitely an achievable goal because I am most active in the morning. If I were to say that I will make sure I fit in 20 minutes of intentional movement throughout the day, but it just doesn't happen until after I get off work, I don't do anything when I get off work. I am done. I get up early in the morning. I am a morning person. I am not a night person. I prefer to relax and read or watch TV or something like that towards the end of the night. I'm just not a very physically active person in the evening, but I am in the morning, so I know if I set aside the first 20 minutes after waking for working out or physical movement, then I know I will be able to get that done. Number 2, I will do a workout video that is at least 30 minutes long 3 times per week. I'm going to have a bunch of videos already set aside in like a playlist on YouTube. That way I have them all ready to go and I can just pick one to do. Again, this will probably be a morning thing for me, so I may have to move my 20 minutes somewhere, or I feel like I could put the 20 minutes and the 30 minutes together because it's still at least the 20 minutes of waking up. So my working out will replace 3 of those days per week. Number 3, I will go to bed by 10 p.m. on weeknights to ensure I get enough hours of sleep. I am terrible about staying up and reading super late into the evening, and I get up so early, so I know I'm not getting enough sleep, but so I want to set myself a goal that on the nights that I have to work the next day, I will go to bed by 10 p.m., and that means asleep by 10 p.m., turning off my book. I do read better when I'm laying in bed because there's just less distractions, so my goal will be to go to bed at some point earlier, then I can read a little bit and fall asleep and make sure everything is turned off by 10 p.m. Number 4, I will increase my vegetable intake by eating vegetables with 2 of my meals or as a snack at least 5 days per week. I am terrible by getting my vegetables in. I have the greatest intentions. I buy all the vegetables. I am just terrible about getting them in. Mostly because, for one thing, I kind of stopped meal prepping a lot of vegetables, and I noticed when I do meal prep them, I will eat them. So that is going to be something that I'll be doing on a weekly basis, is having all those vegetables prepped so they are ready to go. But I also want to increase them in my meals as well. That way I'm getting all those really healthy vegetables in my diet, and it also stretches the budget a little bit as well, because I can pump everything up with vegetables, because right now in my area, meat and things like that is so expensive. So being able to pump everything up with some healthy vegetables sounds really good to me. Number 5, I will increase my water intake. I want to choose water first by drinking at least 100 ounces of water each day. My water bottle that I use at work and at home, I have the exact same one at work that I have here at home, and it holds 28 ounces. So my goal really is to drink like about 3.5 of those, but my goal probably just to drink 4 of those. But that way, well, I'm sure that I get enough water. I tend to kind of stray and pick coffee, and sometimes I'll drink a diet soda, or I'll drink flavored water, but I really do want to increase my regular water intake. And just to make sure I choose water first, I'm getting enough hydration. My skin and my hair are super dry, and so I really want to help combat that a little bit. So those are all my health goals. My self-care goals, I will read at least 60 minutes per day. I tend to get kind of caught up in binge watching different shows, and I will find myself doing that instead of reading. And then I think that's why I had trouble going to sleep, because my mind just is going crazy. So I really want to start setting aside the last 60 minutes per day of my day to read instead, and that way I turn off all my devices. I don't get on TikTok, don't get on Instagram. I am just reading, and that way I am kind of letting my brain shut down. I can get a good night's sleep. Plus, I like to read. I feel like it really helps keep my brain active, and it keeps me in a good mood. And it's so easily, though, I can get off of that track when I find a show that I want to binge watch. My number 2 is I'll read 4 books per month. I used to set myself a goal saying I would read 50 books per month, or per year, or 75 books per year. But then again, one of those things, if I'm setting this amount for the full year, then if I find myself getting behind, and then I feel like I'm not going to catch up, and I know it's just a silly goal, but it is a goal. And if you feel like you failed one of those goals, then sometimes that can be a trickle effect down, at least for myself, to maybe fail other things. So for me, I say I would read 4 books per month. That's a book per week, which is definitely easily done for me if I'm actually reading the 60 minutes per day that I read. The third thing is I will do a face mask and hair mask once per week. Again, this is also about getting my skin back in shape and my hair back in shape. It's just both been so dry right now. And plus just a little self-care time. I can do the face mask, read my book, do the hair mask, just do all of those things. But I want to try to do it once a week and just take a little bit of me time to do that. The next category is household. I will set aside 15 minutes each day after dinner or before work for housework. So 15 minutes is not a lot of time, but you can get a lot done in 15 minutes. I can put a load of laundry in the washer, or a load of laundry in the dryer, or fold a load of laundry and put it away in 15 minutes. Cleaning out the fridge, that's something I want to make sure that I am doing on a consistent basis. Mopping, cleaning the bathroom, all of those things can be done in 15 minutes. But what happens typically is I find myself not doing that every day, and then I end up with a Saturday and a Sunday where I am just doing nothing but cleaning the entire weekend. I'm doing loads and loads and loads of laundry all weekend, and it just all piles up. Right now I'm looking at my bed. My bed is full of baskets of laundry. So I really want to get this household back in shape, and by setting aside those 15 minutes each day, either after dinner or before work. So my idea is that if I do it before work, if I have time before work, depending on what else I have going on, then I can get, things, at least get a load of laundry in the washer, maybe clean the bathroom real quick, whatever I need to do. Or after dinner, because before I go sit down, because once I sit down, y'all, I am done for the night. So while I'm cleaning up, already cleaning up after dinner and everything, then I can just go right into doing whatever I need to do before I sit down. So that's why I chose before work or after dinner. The second thing is I will spend one weekend every month dedicated to purging items I do not need. So of course this is a decluttering goal. My house gets easily decluttered. I just start piling things up, or I move things from one place to another. I have a junk drawer in my laundry room that I totally need to clean out, and my cupboards in the laundry room need to be cleaned out. Those have just kind of ended up being a catch-all. So I just want to spend one weekend every month just dedicated to doing some kind of purge in an area of my house. And I feel like that I probably won't have to do this for the entire year, but you never know. I mean, things can just really happen, but I feel like when you start doing that, it just makes you feel lighter. I don't know, I love purging and decluttering. The next category is finances. I only have one thing on this. I have one credit card, but that's the only one we have, and it's an Ulta credit card. That's it, that's all I have. So I don't really need to worry about credit cards because I pay off the balance every month, but we do need to pump up our savings account. My husband has changed jobs several times this last year, and because of that, we've had to really take a lot of money out of our savings account. So I want to get that back up again. Before, what I was doing whenever I get my check from YouTube, the little bit of check I get, I would put it directly into my savings account. I actually have it set to go automatically to my savings account, but I've been having to pull that money back out every single month to try to make up things, because we're still trying to make up for the paychecks we were missing in between my husband changing jobs. So my goal is I will deposit at least $300 each month into our savings account. That's just a small goal. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's $3,600 that we will save by the end of the year. So to us, that's a lot of money, and that is pretty much my YouTube check. It's about $300 each month. So I'm gonna make sure that goes into my savings account and I do not touch it. So that is my goal for finances. I may add a finance thing later on after we just really get back into a regular paycheck stream, and I can really start budgeting a little bit better. And I may add on there like maybe a grocery budget or things like that. But right now our groceries in our area are so stinking high that it is so hard for me to budget for them, because it is literally like every week the prices are changing, and it's insane. I cannot get a grasp on a grocery budget right now, but that may be added on later on. The next category is relationships, and I know these sound kind of silly, but I know it sounds silly, I have to make a point to do these things, but sometimes you get so busy and caught up in your life, and it's just so hard sometimes to fit everything in, and to be intentional about your relationships, I feel like is very important. So the number one is I will set aside one night per week with dates for my spouse. That's something we used to do, is go out to dinner once a week, and his schedule has changed over and over and over again so much. So he's getting a new schedule changed in the next couple of weeks. So as soon as we know what his schedule is going to be, and after that it'll be a set schedule, we will have one day a week that we will set aside to go out to dinner, go to a movie, watch a movie, something like that will just be us time. And the second one is I will make an effort to support those that support me. What I mean by that is like a couple times a week, just check in with those people. I have a lot of people in my support system that don't live anywhere near me. I don't see them. I've never met them. They're people I've met through YouTube or through, my social media, and they are true friends. These are people I have known now for 5-6 years that are just true friends. And sometimes I feel like it's really easy to lose that connection, and they're so supportive of me, and I try to support them. And so I feel like I want to do making an intention to do these bi-weekly check-ins and sending them some positive motivation and just checking in and saying, hi, how are you? How is life going? I really want to make an effort to do that. And not only just my friends, but my family, my kids that don't live with me, my sister, my brother, just everybody in my life. I just want to make an effort to do that. Like I said, I know it sounds silly, but if you really step back and think, when was the last time that maybe you texted your sister or your brother, if you don't live in the same area, we live in different states, or, your family, if your kids have their own families and they don't live with you, or again, like these two people that are your support system, your friends, when was the last time you reached out to them that wasn't related to an event, like a birthday or Christmas or any kind of holiday? When was there a time that you just reached out and said, hey, how are you? I've been thinking about you. So if you really think about that, then it may not be such a silly goal. I don't think it's a silly goal, but I'm just saying some people may think it's a silly goal. My last goal is around YouTube, and it's really just to stay consistent with what I'm already doing. So just one consistent posting, that's my number one goal, just stay on track with posting. I feel like, again, that's really so much more of my health and wellness journey is my YouTube channel. It provides me so much motivation, so much accountability. I love sharing with you guys. It's so good for my emotional health. I notice when I kind of stray away from it because I may be having a hard time with something, then I notice that emotionally and mentally I don't do as well. But as soon as I get back up on here and I start talking to y'all, I just start feeling so much better right away. I'm doing something that I love. This is a hobby that I love to do. This is not going to be my lifestyle. This is not my job. It'll never be my job. So again, that kind of goes along with number 2, because I want to post more of what I love to talk about. I love to do grocery hauls and meal prep and recipes and what I eat. Those are things that I love to do. But I also love my book review videos. They're not very popular, but people who do watch them love them. So I'm going to continue doing the book reviews. Another thing I want to bring back that I haven't done in a long time is really talking about different health topics. I used to do that once a week, and I would just talk about just things that I have always been curious about, you know, and I've done a lot of research on, and I'm sharing it with you guys and seeing what you guys have to think about that. So I'm going to go back to kind of talking about things that I like to talk about with health. I am kind of a health junkie. I love to read magazines and articles and all kinds of things. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start sharing it with you guys and what I find out. And because you guys are also a wealth of knowledge and you help me so much with those types of things. I'm going to do some more organizing. I'm just going to do things. If I just want to talk about it because it's something that I love to do, I'm going to bring it here. And I feel like for people who may think, well, that's not anything about Journey to Healthy, which is what your theme of your channel is, but it really is. Because health and wellness, we all know, is so much more than just physical and nutrition. It's also emotional, it's mental, there's so much more. If my house is a mess, it's not very good for my mental and my emotional health. So decluttering it and organizing it, that is something that makes me feel good inside and out. And I feel like it just makes you a more well-rounded person. So I'm just going to talk about it and not feel bad about it. Like I said, for me, it's not about getting views. I would love to build my subscriber base, but only just so I can build up that motivation and accountability for myself. But that's not really going to be one of my goals this year. It's really just going to be about doing what I love on my channel and staying consistent with what I've already been doing and just add on to it some more. So if you guys ever have any ideas on any videos or health topics that you'd like to talk about, leave it down in the comment section. Also, leave down there what your goals are for 2022. I'd love to hear it. If you have a YouTube channel, let me know, because I would love, and you plan on posting a 2022 goal video, or you already have, let me know and leave us your YouTube name down below so we can go check out your goals, because sometimes people are having a little bit of trouble just defining what their goals they want to do. And sometimes just watching these videos, it kind of helps you think, yes, I want to do that as well. There's nothing wrong with sharing goals with other people, but please let me know what your goals are. And I hope these tips that I gave you and these questions to ask yourself as you're setting the goals will help you as you start to define your own goals for the year. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.